I'm inside a vault at the Canadian Museum of History, and we're going to look at something that isn't on display anywhere else in the city. It's a rug from the 1930s that tells a story of a time when Canada and the U.S. weren't at odds with each other. It looks really good for being 95 years old. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of this
I think
rug?
it has aged well. It dates from approximately 1930. We wish to date it exactly, but 1930 is a very, very good guess. It's a hooked rug from Nova Scotia, from the broader Tatamagouche area, and if that is too broad, it comes from a place called Denmark in Colchester County. It's one of the many locations throughout Atlantic Canada and New England, for that matter, and eastern Quebec, where hooked rugs are quite a work of art. And it's called a wedding rug, because as you can see, it's all bursting with love and emotion and the eros, arrow, and very deep red expressions of love. What's surprising here is that there is an American flag and a British flag. But let's not be surprised. For a long time, until the 1960s, for many Canadians, the British flag, the Union flag, was hoisted to represent Canada. So it's a lovely, in my subjective way, it's a lovely rug entitled Hands Clasped, showing a more delicate female hand clasping a more masculine American hand just on the eve of their wedding. A wedding rug was commissioned typically by person to a craftswoman, because it's 100% a woman's
This
stuff.
is a woman's creation right
Yes,
here we're
yes.
looking at.
Initially, hooked rugs were rugs, quite simply. They were knitted and threaded by women in rural and less well-to-do households, you know. And then gradually they were seen as being attractive. And gradually some craft women became quite good and were given commissions to do these rugs, which were no longer used as rugs, but were proudly displayed. This is usually hidden from light. It hasn't been on display since 1998, so it's quite a special moment that we are sharing 27 years after the last exhibit.
It's particularly special right now with the message, as we're kind of at tension with country south of us.
Yes, we have these periodic bouts of friction between Canada and the U.S. It's regrettable. It's unfortunately a sort of regular feature of our history. But beyond these moments of frictions, there are vastly more numerous moments of, togetherness. And this, imperfect rug evokes that.
Is there hope that this might be on display in the future?
It could very well be contemplated because, as you say, it can be seen on a variety of angles. It can be like a female agency as creating small businesses of, hooking. There is an Atlantic Canadian angle to it. And of course, there is the American Canadian dimension. It was pertinent in 1930. It is still pertinent today in 2025, and something tells me it will matter in the future.